Report to Savos Erin, and she will teach you the techniques you need to learn the morph ball. It's not a litter box? Yo, a litter box is whatever a cat takes a shit in. You don't get to decide what is and isn't a litter box. Rank national monuments in a top 10 setting. I don't think I could name 10 national monuments in a single country, honestly. Probably more likely to be able to name them in America, though, but I'm not gonna do that. Rank the 7 wonders of the world by the amount of wonder felt. Alright, let's see if... Don't cheat here. There's like the Great Pyramids of Giza, the Colossus at Alexandria, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. What are the other... Then those are like the man-made wonders, but then there's like 7 natural wonders, which is like Niagara Falls. The Sphinx is one, okay. The Hagia Sophia, is that correct, or is that just a wonder in civilization? Oh, there's also natural wonders, man-made wonders, modern wonders, and ancient wonders. This is too much. The Manhattan Project? No, this is civilization now. We civ. The CN Tower? The CN Tower is not a natural wonder of the world, but it should be, because it was given to us by aliens from the Canadian National Railway Corporation. The statue of Zeus at Olympia? Oh, of course, I'm always asking, what's the statue of Zeus at Olympia? Ah, yes, the Tower of Hanoi, of course. Pyramids of Giza, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Taj Mahal, Great Wall of China, Colosseum of Rome, Machu Picchu. This is disputed, right? There must be some organization that comes up with these and they shuffle some out. Where's the Colossus?
Keep this up, and you'll do quite well for yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm well on my way to getting my bachelor's degree in magic by, you know, submitting for a thesis on arcane orb of antiquity's origins. The CN Tower is one of the American Society of Civil Engineers' 7 wonders of the modern world. Hell yeah! We did it, boys! American Society for Civil Engineers finally recognizes us. All we've wanted is some goddamn respect. Yeah, I know, you want a change in leadership. Straight up, the pyramids are pretty lame. Well, that's kind of ridiculous. Or you're gonna say the pyramids are pretty lame. Come on now. I mean, yeah, we got cooler stuff. We got like Disney World now. But to say the pyramids are lame, it's a little uncalled for. What's your take on people stealing bits of the pyramids while on vacation? Basically human trash. Can't have anything nice.
I've no doubt that it actually exists, but no one is...
And what's your opinion of astronauts taking parts of the moon back home? Human trash.
The only time I've heard it mentioned was...
Because can't have nice things. If everybody did that, one day we would have no moon left. So, you know what? Fuck you, Mr. Neil Aldrin, or whatever your name is.
Lots of politics.
The only way I would accept astronauts taking rocks from the moon is if they took rocks from the moon, and then they came back and they built a pyramid on Earth. And then we've got like a net balance. But then someone's got to take parts of the pyramid up to the moon, and then it's more like a trade agreement. One day. Why don't they have a Mount Rush in Canada that has the band carved in it? Fuck, that would be sweet as hell. The best part is we can even use a smaller mountain because there's only 3 members. This is like a fireman's pole here. Going down. It was shocking me there. I tried. You gotta experiment with new bits sometimes. That was Sylvester Stallone getting shocked. Are these enemies? Oh, it's freaking guards, man. Something like that. That's more like Sylvester Stallone playing Crash Bandicoot. Or the shaman that gives Crash Bandicoot his protection in a live-action film called Crash Bandicoot. But they would just call it Crash, because there's not enough movies named that already. Top 3 vegetable snacks. I will answer your question. First, I would like you to tell me whether you mean vegetables that can double as snacks or snack foods that are based on vegetables. Dude, come on. This is just an embarrassment at this point. Snack foods based on vegetables? Okay, but then how deep are we gonna go here? Are we gonna say potato chips are based on vegetables? Because while it's literally true, it also, it seems a little bit like cheating. Like, all snack foods, for the most part, are based on, you know, wheat flour, or corn, or potatoes. I'm just trying to get the boundaries set right here so that I can answer in an honest fashion. Yeah, they're all cooked in vegetable oil, exactly. In fact, I can't think of snacks. There probably are some, but I can't think of snacks that don't eat, or that don't have a base in the vegetable world. Okay, vegetables you eat as snack foods. That's gotta be like carrots, celery. I don't even know what you throw in on the other option. Okay, chickpeas, but that's more of a spread than a snack. You can eat hummus by the spoonful, but it's a little out there. To not even have like some pita bread with it or something like that. Cucumbers? Yeah, okay. Carrots, celery, cucumbers. There you go. Peanuts? Look, peanuts, while from a phylogenetic standpoint are vegetables, I think from a culinary standpoint we separate them from nuts and other legumes. NL, what's your opinion on keto? I'm not, like, you shouldn't trust my opinion on keto because I'm not like a bodybuilder or a, you know, nutritionist or a doctor. If it works, that's great. But probably when it comes to weight loss, you know, building good habits is important. And I think it's unreasonable for somebody to stay in ketogenesis for, like, if they're 40, to stay in ketogenesis until they're 90. Like, that seems unrealistic to me. So I think that having a more balanced approach that is realistic to be consistent with makes sense, but I know nothing about the psychology of nutrition, so I really have no idea. Rank your rankings of things. That's almost too meta. Like, I can't get in there. I think our ranking of Friends was number 1, then maybe Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, then fruits, then vegetables as snacks. Oh, there's a Narzel bar. What is the secret of your power? Narzel bar, won't you take me far away from the mucky muck? Yeah, Wonder Boy.
Remember that.
What's the best bagel flavor? I mean, do you guys have, is this a Canadian thing or do you guys have everything bagels? It's you know, it's the same as all dressed chips. It's just a variety of flavors, the principal one being onion. Beyond that, poppy seed. I like a seeded bagel. You know, on the lower end, I really don't like fruit-based bagels. By all means, feel free to disagree with me. I know there's a lot of people out there having the blueberry bagels and the cinnamon raisins and the etceteras, but it's not for me. I'm a savory bagel man, all day, every day. What about bagel toppings? Don't get as many opportunities to eat this as I'd like, but smoked salmon and cream cheese on a bagel reigns supreme for me. Cream cheese by itself would probably be second. Then just a classic bagel sandwich, you know, with the normal sandwich trappings. I mean, this place is pretty wild, man. Is this thing open? I thought that was opening the door. Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Apparatus. Inoculary.
The second longest ruins in the game. Whoa! Alrighty. Heck yeah, I can't wait. Alright, well, this one's easy. Whirlwind Sprint. Didn't work quite as well as I thought. Well, that was easy enough anyway. Dwarven Spider Worker? This is a bit of a surprise. Why would you make your workers into spiders? There must be some engineering constraint that makes this sensible. More legs to hold the tools? Alright, then why not make Dwarven Centipede Workers? They don't have to be spiders. Why not make them with 10,000 legs? Just freaking steam everywhere, man. There's so much steam down here. You guys are gonna end up with like a real mold problem. I know it's stone, but still. That's just not practical? Oh, so 8 legs is practical, but 100 is ridiculous. I see how it is, Nick. Yeah, why not make octopus workers then? If there's oil in this game, does that mean there were dinosaurs once? Well, you know, fossil fuels, they're not just made out of dinosaurs. It's just decayed organic material. It's not like there's a special, like, dinosaur blood ferments especially well into, you know, petrol or something like that. That would be pretty fucking metal, though. 8 is the perfect balance of efficiency and cost. You know what? The degree of confidence to which you uttered that sentence makes me believe that you must have done the research. I would pay extra for gasoline that came with, like, a certificate of authenticity that was like, yo, definitely T-Rex blood in here. That's really gonna make the Focus take off on the highway. Can you rank snack dips? I do not like mayonnaise-based dips for the most part. I love tzatziki. I love hummus. I love baba ganoush. Salsa, is it a dip? Is it a topping? Certainly not a spread. Dwarven sphere. Alright. Now this makes way more sense than a fucking spider. Actually, streamer, you drive a Ford Fiesta? Dan's gonna cost me my sponsorship deal with Ford, man. I do not drive a Ford Fiesta. I drive a Ford Focus. It's the more sedan-focused model. I'm very passionate about this. Hatchback or sedan? Sedan. I got nothing against the hatchback, though. It's just a little too European for me, if you know what I mean. It's like, hey, we're not in Copenhagen, man. This is North America. We drive sedans here. Hatchbacks are soccer mom cars? We might have different standards for that. Over here, the SUV, the minivan, is a soccer mom car. What the heck just happened? Tried to push us off. Could you rank from 1 to 10 the cars that would force Dan Giesling to drive to embarrass him? I don't think you should be... In today's modern world, for a young man or woman to be able to afford their own vehicle is impressive enough. You know, I'm not gonna rag on anybody for what they drive. You want to drive a smart car, by all means. You know, you're making the payments on it. Doesn't bother me. Prius for sure. Yo, what's wrong with the Prius, man? People are trying to do their part to, you know, help the planet. You're gonna be, oh, you smug son of a bitch. Why you gotta make me feel bad for my emissions? Yo, if you're driving a Prius, by all means. Thanks for loving the planet, man. I appreciate it. The only time you judge someone's car is when they drive like an asshole. And then when they get past her, you go, oh, of course, it's a blank driver. Where blank is just the car that just passed you. NL, can you confirm that Dan is the Jason Mantzoukas of the NLSS crew? Are you talking about Jason Haynong Mantzoukas? I don't know. I don't know if we have a Jason Mantzoukas. I try to be Scott Aukerman sometimes. At least in, you know, the way that we try to push the bits forward. I'm not sure if it totally works, though. Dan's more like the, you know, Benny Schwaz of House of Piss fame. You know, I think he's a foil rather than an enabler, which I think works better. Yeah, he's from House of Piss. You know, I'll pull the veil back. It's an inside joke from the comedy podcast Comedy Bang Bang. He's actually on a television show called House of Lies, but one of the jokes is that they never remember the name of the show. Sometimes they call it I think it became House of Lies to House of Pies to House of Piss. Fast heal, fast heal, fast heal. Whoa, what the hell? NL, have you ever listened to My Brother and Me? I've not, but I've heard great things. And beyond that, Griffin's Amiibo Corner is like the funniest series on the internet. And the story arc that it took recently of him going into the VR zone is actually like amazing content. I know content's a bad word, but it fits the bill. I can't recommend it enough if you're into that kind of like absurdist, you know, alt humor. Content is a bad word. Since when? It's just people in my industry use it to be like, you know, sorry, can't spend time with my kids. Too busy making hashtag content. Dude, I'll say content like 50,000 times to never have to hear the word influencer again. That shit bums me out. It's like, yo, dog, you're calling yourself what marketers call you. You have an allegiance to your audience. Like, they're the people that got you to a point, and you're going to be like, by the way, my job title is I have the ability to convince people to purchase things. Like, I don't like it. We don't have a good word for what we do as streamers, YouTubers, etc., etc. Content creators was clumsy, but I do not like influencers as a word. I'm not going to, if someone was like, oh, so you're an influencer, I'd be like, well, yeah, that is what I do, but please don't call me that. I prefer talent. Demigod is a good one. Supreme leader. Anything along those lines is fine. Influencer is just I don't want to get a big head, right? Get out of here, chorus. I'm not done versing you yet. TrivDX says adult entertainment. It's entertainment for adults, not adult entertainment. There's a subtle difference, but you know it when you see it. I went to Warp Tour in 2010 and saw A Day to Remember, The Devil Wears Prada, and Under Oath. How old am I? Probably 22, born in 1994. Old enough to go to Warp Tour, and old enough, or young enough to want to go to Warp Tour. How about 21st Century Court Jester? Court Jester? I'll take it. If you call me Court Jester, though, that's ridiculous. Also, seeing The Devil Wears Prada for the first time, that is a day to remember. 23, close enough. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Rank the Canadian provinces by population. That's someone get it out, but don't tell me yet. Okay, I'm thinking Ontario, definitely #1 population. That, I don't need confirmation on that. I know that to be true. Is it Alberta, Quebec, or British Columbia? All have, you know, a population center, possibly 2, and then a lot of rural, you know, landscape associated with them. I'm gonna say it goes Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, British Columbia. Do I have the top 4 right? If this was fast as fingers, could I be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, British Columbia. Surely it's Quebec, the only one with more than one major big city? Ontario, Quebec, BC, Alberta! Alberta's below BC? I shouldn't be surprised. I got BC and Alberta. I know there's not as many people in Calgary as there are in Vancouver, but I thought that Edmonton would kind of pull them up over top of that. But then I forgot, you know, in BC we also have Victoria, which has like 100,000 and some people, but, you know, maybe Kelowna has more than I expected. But still, I'm surprised that I managed to put Quebec second. That's more astute than I would have expected of myself. Victoria has 300,000. Okay. I've been there a couple times, but I didn't look at the sign. Rank American states by population. That's a tough one as well. That's got to start with California. But then second, do you go New York, which obviously has the largest city in New York City? Or do you go Texas, which has Houston? Everybody always forgets how many people live in Houston. You go Illinois, or is there another, like Florida might have like 8 mid-sized cities that could add up to be more. California, Texas, New York? At least I was in the right area. California, Texas, New York, Florida. I'm impressed with myself that I was able to at least suss out the right states there. Just think about the Electoral College. Oh, yeah, of course. People are saying, like, if you know the Electoral College, it's easy to get the populations. What percentage of people outside of America do you think have any idea of the Electoral College proportions? I know. That's only because I'm a bit of a, you know, casual stats nerd, and also I play the political machine. So, you know, I know there's 538 Electoral College votes, and if you're gonna, you know, invest your efforts, you're gonna be spending a little bit more time in California than you do in Montana, but still. There's actually more people in California than there are in Canada. That is true. And let's keep it that way. I'm happy up here in our, you know, semi-population, not-so-dense area that people think is covered in igloos, but is actually quite idyllic. Rank world capitals by the coolness of their names. I think you gotta throw Zagreb up there near the top. That's a pretty cool one. To be honest, Canada should make Moose Factory their capital. Wow. Look, it's got a great name. Nobody's gonna deny that. If you could trade any city in Canada for a US city, what city would you choose? I don't know what city I want to get rid of, but give us, like, Seattle or San Francisco. I think we could integrate with it, think it would work well, and you know what? You can take Regina. Shit trade for the US? Well, yeah. It said if you could take something. Take San Francisco for free? I don't know, man. San Francisco's pretty dope. I understand that there's parts of its, I mean, like, it's, you know, real estate bubbles, all sorts of fucked up, and people treat it as like a hotbed of hipsterdom. But that city's got a lot of culture and great food. I would happily take Seattle up here. I'd take anything in the PN dub. How about Kuala Lumpur? To the best of my knowledge, not located in the United States. I believe that's actually the capital of Malaysia. San Francisco has an extremely bad homeless problem. I mean, we are in the same boat here in North America, honestly. So, or not in Vancouver specifically, we got the same situation going on. So I can't really be hypocritical and say that that renders it, you know, unlivable. How about swapping Vancouver's? No, thank you, sir. I'm okay with sales tax as long as I can keep the City of Angels, as they call it. Lonely as I am, together we train. Buffalo for Regina? Why would we want Buffalo? I mean, no offense. I've been there many times. It's just on the list of most desirable American cities. You can't imagine Buffalo shows up all that often. It might be a perfectly fine place to live or raise a family, but, you know, if I say, hey, name an American city, where does Buffalo get named? 50th? They do have an NHL team. So I'll tell you what, we'll take Buffalo and we'll give you a Canadian city that does not have an NHL team. You can take, like, Hamilton. They're even fairly close to one another, geographically speaking.
Gavros, is that you?
Yes, I am Gavros.
I'd almost given up hope.
Gavros wheel, Gavros deal.
What the?
I am Gavros.
What are you doing here?
Canada has a town named after the musical. Actually, it's a funny story. After Hamilton kind of broke out, it was a major success on Broadway, our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau invited Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he said, hey, any town you want in Ontario, we're going to rename it. And they chose the town of West Foxville and said, you know what, let's call that Hamilton. And since then, they've gotten a CFL team. They've really blown up. That's why they call it Steeltown, is because it was actually... the name was stolen from the musical. What if we give you San Francisco, but in exchange your national anthem becomes a Red Hot Chili Peppers song? Dude, I don't know if I could go through school
The cold had warped it.
if every day before class we had to hear, like, I'm getting born in the state of Mississippi, Papa was a copper and the mama was a hippie. This is the national anthem for Canada, thanks to the San Fran Exchange.
Who are you anyway?
I'm Gavros.
You are you?
You guys seriously listen to the national anthem every day before
Come
school?
on, I'll explain on the way.
I said that thinking it might actually be weird. But yeah, like, we'd go to homeroom, like our first class, and then at 8:15, they'd play the national anthem. You know, it's like a minute long. And then they'd play the announcements for school. This might just be like a Canadian thing, I don't know. But, like, they played the national anthem so much that they didn't just have, like, Oh Canada. They had, like, a country version of Oh Canada they'd play to mix it up. And they had a version by an a cappella group called the Nylons. That was like, doo-doo-doo, ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, and then, like, bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. It was crazy, man. I can't really say that it's not strange to listen to the national anthem, like, every single day. It's a little weird in hindsight, but it was just routine back then. You say the Pledge of Allegiance every day? That's even worse, because it's like you're making a statement. I'm not gonna sing the entire national anthem for you, but I know the words. Of course, I heard it every goddamn day. The middle button rotates the middle circle. The right button rotates the outer circle. The left button rotate. Okay. But is there one button that rotates like all three or something like that? Sing the first two words. That would be O and Canada. Hold up, something's not right here. These lasers are not all pointing in the right direction here. There's no way I can get all of them. If they had one button that moved all three rings, why would they need the other two buttons? Because it's a puzzle, man. Did you not see the rotation puzzle we did like an hour and a half ago? One rotates just one rotates two, one rotates three, one rotates all four.
Training is even more substandard than I've heard.
Wow, this guy's like a straight up asshole. I'm not gonna list national anthems best to worst. People get very sensitive about this. He told you straight up what to do, and then you called him an asshole? Yo, teach a man to fish. Don't give a man fish, teach a man to fish. And now it's currently 110 degrees outside. Which state am I in? Definitely Arizona or Nevada. Arizona, you're right.
These results, they're not at all what they should be. This projection should
It looks like
be night sky.
a picture of the inside of my asshole.
An incredible amount
Intestinal polyps. NL, it's 8:33 where I live. Where am I?
you and your
Are you in Newfoundland, Canada?
I've lost colleagues.
It's a weird
and friends
half-hour
to
time zone
and you want me
discrepancy.
to calm down?
Top 10 90s club bangers. I'm gonna do top 3. Number 3 is the one that goes pump, pump the jam, pump it up while the feet are stomping. Number 2 is the one that goes Saturday night, I got the feeling getting hot, pretty baby. And then number 1 is obviously Oh yeah, wanna be my lover. Oh yeah, wanna be my lover. That's my top 3 personally.
You have something at your college, don't you? Something immensely powerful, beyond anything I've anticipated. What is it?
Do you mean the Eye of my anus?
The Eye of Magnus?
Can you help me find the staff of my anus?
Yes, the staff. Interesting.
Top 3 Joe Walsh songs?
That
That'd
would
be
be
that.
giving away
And then there's the other one that goes. And then I can't actually think of a third Joe Walsh song, honestly.
All of this work was designed to reveal to us sources of great magical power. One is your college. The other, well, that can only be Northernlion. So, mage from Winterhold.
What are you talking about? We're on the same team here, man.
Even if all you've said here is lies, I know you have something in Winterhold. The Synod Council will be very interested.
Are you actually going to try to kill me?
So fine. Trudge off to Labyrinthian in search of your staff. I shall return to Cyrodiil and deliver my full report to the Council. This is not over. I assure you. That doesn't matter now. Because
What's
I
your
know
opinion
your
on
mortgage is
crab
even more
sticks?
important at your college.
I mean, like, you mean like fake crab that goes into sushi rolls? I'm okay with it.
Am I?
Oh, I'm crazy. Am I crazy? Or are you all crazy, believing all the things the establishment tells you?
Confuse me.
Maybe I'm the only one thinking clearly around here. Also,
I think we're done.
you're definitely dead. You're a little song of fire and ice, you know? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Are you supposed to kill this guy? Here's the real question. Was he asking for it, or was he not asking for it? Look inside your heart. I think you'll find the answer is quite clear. And now, WTF, the chest. If you learn anything from my streams, which is debatable, it should be that, you know, you can't live a perfect life. You can't hug every chest. You can't hold all the gold in the world. Even if you could, it would just slow you down. You gotta be able to let stuff go from time to time. Loot is pointless in these games. Everything good comes from a chest. That's the thing. Here's why I have a difference in opinion of how to handle these games. Where people are like, here's how you min-max to get the maximum amount of loot possible. For me, I'm not interested in becoming, you know, a land baron in Skyrim. I just want to beat the game and have a fun time doing it. And, like, the least fun thing for me is, like, do I drop the Dwarven Warhammer of Stormcloaks in order to pick up the Dwarven Warbow of Swinderhaven? It's like, I'm not interested in this. And the game, because it's such a broad game, there's no way you're ever going to be like, if you don't get this piece of loot, you're fucked. So, I feel like they allow me to half-ass this, which I appreciate. I understand your implication here with NL, do you have a casting couch in your office? I do not have a casting couch in my office, nor am I engaged in that sort of adult entertainment. Moreover, I could not fit a casting couch in my office because it's probably about 25 square feet. It might be 30 square feet. It's 6 feet by 5 feet is my guess. What about becoming a real-life land baron? It appeals to me greatly as a source of passive income, but due to the real estate market in Vancouver, it's not plausible for a person my age in, you know, general circumstances to even own land, much less own multiple pieces that they'd be renting out or selling themselves. Is your office actually a closet? Honestly, I think what is going on here? I think it's sort of intended to be a, I don't know what you would call it, what you would use this for. Like maybe a storage closet? It's quite dim in here. There's lots of spiders, no running water. No, but it is like, I think most people would probably put like a piece of furniture in here and like store their shoes or something. But instead I shoved the desk in here and now it's my office. Which is actually really nice because now Kate and I have separate offices so we can both, you know, record at the same time, or one of us can record, one of us can stream. So it's actually convenient, but it's fairly small, but that doesn't really bother me. Would you rather work in a closet or live in a closet? It sounds like I'm joking, but neither one really bothers me. No windows, on-air sign, consoles, and mixers. Actually, if there's one thing that I don't like about this, it's that there's literally no windows. Which means if there was a fire that started outside into the apartment, I'd have to get out real quick or it'd be an issue. But it's 22 degrees Celsius in here right now. And you might be saying, why the heck is it so cool in your room when in like April it's 30 degrees Celsius? It's because around April, May, we start turning on the central air. And then there's a vent in the room so that it actually gets colder in here, which is nice. It's cool in this office in the summer. It's only hot in the winter. Wah! I knew someone who lived in a wardrobe with a mattress in it and he slept upside down. Are you saying he slept upside down like with his head lower gravity-wise than his feet? Because that, I take issue with that. Can you touch both walls if you outstretch your hands? I'm just about to check. The answer is yes, but just barely. So this literally might be like, you know, my height squared. So like 175 centimeters by 175 centimeters. Actually, it's a little wider than it is long. So it might be like 175 centimeters by 200 centimeters. Upside down like a cool vampire. Lady, we got bigger problems here.
I don't know what he's doing, but he won't get away with it.
I know where to find the staff of Magnus, though.
Excellent. Ancano has somehow locked himself in the hall. He's up to something.
It worked! It didn't work? It worked!
I think the college is due for a change in leadership.
You have to be fucking kidding me. This person is busy. So, are we just gonna murder him, or what's up?
I don't know what he's doing, but he won't get away with it. Stop this at once. I command you. Don't go near him.
Oh, Lord.
Are you all right? I need you to find the Archmage, and I need you to do it quickly. Get moving.
Why didn't you just let me kill him?
I'll be fine.
I like how her earlier line is like, under no circumstances should you bother the Archmage. And now she's like, remember that Chekhov's gun? I'm gonna need you to find the Archmage. Please tell me about the leadership. Those eyes! Those horrible yellow eyes! Just checking. Alright. Find the Archmage. Personally, I think the college could use some new leadership.
Are you all right? What happened in there?
This is highly unorthodox for Magic 101. This has only happened on a handful of other occasions.
I don't think there's much.
Are you a back, a belly, or a side sleeper? I'm a side and belly sleeper. I can sleep on my back, but I have to be like absurdly tired. Magic anomaly. Yo, these things are actually like pretty strong though. This dude's just punching them, huh? I really thought this was healing, and now I'm just not admitting my mistake. Rank Minecraft song parodies. Obviously, number 1 through number 99, Eye of the Spider. No question.